Ethan Marshall had grown used to the rhythm of his mornings. Wake up before dawn, pack lunches, get his 7-year-old daughter Lily ready for school, drop her off, rush to work, hurry back, cook dinner, help with homework, repeat. Life as a single dad wasn't a path he'd chosen, but it was one he walked with quiet determination. That Tuesday morning had started like any other until the storm rolled in early. Dark clouds pressed low over the small town of Ridgewood, and the rain poured down in sheets so heavy it looked like the sky was breaking apart. Ethan had just picked Lily up from her after-school program. She was chattering happily in the back seat about a picture she'd drawn of their dog Max, completely unaware of the chaos happening outside. As Ethan turned onto Maple Street, he noticed a figure ahead, an elderly man hunched against the rain, limping heavily with a cane that kept slipping on the wet pavement. Ethan slowed the car. "Daddy, why are we stopping?" Lily asked. Ethan watched the old man struggle, water streaming from his thin coat. No umbrella, no hat, trembling hands. "Because," Ethan said softly, "someone needs help." He pulled over and stepped into the storm. The wind slapped him with cold rain instantly. Jogging toward the old man, he called out, "Sir, are you all right?" The man looked up, startled. I'm fine," he said, though he clearly wasn't. His voice was shaky, his clothes soaked through. "You're shivering," Ethan said, offering his arm. "Let me help you. You'll get sick walking like this." The old man hesitated. Pride flickered in his eyes. "But fatigue won, I suppose. I could use a little help." Ethan guided him carefully toward the car. Lily leaned forward in her seat, eyes wide. "Daddy, is he okay?" "I will be, sweetheart," the old man said with a tired smile. Ethan helped him into the passenger seat and cranked up the heater. "Where are you headed?" "Just a few blocks down," he said. "Cedar Lane Apartments." When they arrived, Ethan helped him to the front door. The old man squeezed his hand tightly. "Thank you, son. Most people would have driven right past." "It was nothing," Ethan said, shrugging. "It was everything," the man replied. At that moment, Ethan didn't know how true those words would become. The storm had passed, leaving the morning crisp and clean. Ethan dropped Lily at school and then rushed to the corporate office where he worked as a junior project manager. Today was important, one of the biggest presentations of his career. If he nailed it, it would mean a promotion, a raise, and a better life for Lily. But fate had other plans. When he arrived, tension buzzed through the office. Co-workers whispered in the hallway. Something was wrong. Finally, his team lead, Veronica, approached him. "Ethan, the senior evaluator we're presenting. To Mr. Hawthorne, there's been a situation. He's threatening to cancel all meetings today." "Cancel?" Ethan's stomach dropped. "Why?" "No idea. The man's in a terrible mood. And if he cancels today, the project gets reassigned." Reassigned, meaning he'd lose his one shot at career advancement. "We're supposed to present in 20 minutes, Ethan said. "Isn't there anything we can do?" Veronica sighed. "Unless someone can magically change Mr. Hawthorne's mood, we're done." Ethan rubbed the bridge of his nose, fighting panic. He thought of Lily, her school fees, her growing needs, the bills waiting at home. This presentation mattered. He took a breath, grabbed his notes, and headed to the top floor anyway. Maybe he could talk to Hawthorne directly, maybe. He froze. Standing at the reception desk was the same old man from the storm. He was dressed neatly now, pressed suit, polished shoes, hair combed back. The transformation was so complete, Ethan almost doubted his eyes. But then the man turned and their eyes met. Recognition flashed across the old man's face, followed by a slow, wide smile. "You," he said. "The young man from the rain." Ethan was speechless. "Mr. Hawthorne?" "Yes," he said with a chuckle. "Harold Hawthorne. Senior evaluator, apparently with a reputation for being grumpy." Ethan's mouth dropped open. Veronica had never mentioned Hawthorne was elderly, only strict, intimidating and notoriously hard to impress. "I didn't know it was you," Ethan stammered. "Yesterday I just saw someone who needed help." "And that," Hawthorne said, placing a hand on his shoulder, "is exactly why I'm not canceling anything today." He turned to the receptionist. "Prepare the conference room. I will see Mr. Marshall's team first." Ethan gaped at him. Are you serious?" Hawthorne smiled. You didn't hesitate to help me when you thought I was just some frail old man. Now let me return the favor. The energy in the conference room was electric, part nerves, part disbelief. Veronica whispered, "What did you do?" "He looks happy." "I'll explain later," Ethan whispered back. When the presentation began, Ethan spoke with a confidence he didn't know he had. Hawthorne watched attentively, occasionally nodding, occasionally jotting notes, his expression thoughtful but far from harsh. When Ethan finished, the room went silent. Hawthorne slowly closed the folder in front of him. "This," he said, "is the most thorough and innovative proposal I've seen in years." Ethan's heart hammered. "Approved," Hawthorne said firmly. "And not only that, I'd like to personally recommend you for the promotion you're clearly ready for." Veronica's jaw dropped. Ethan blinked rapidly, struggling to process his words. I don't know what to say," Ethan murmured. "Then just accept it," Hawthorne said, standing. "And keep being the kind of man who stops for strangers in the rain." As the others filed out, Hawthorne motioned for Ethan to stay. "You're a single father, aren't you?" he asked gently. Ethan nodded. "Yes, sir. Just me and my daughter." Hawthorne smiled. "I raised 2 boys alone after my wife passed. Hardest job in the world. But you're doing it well. Anyone can see that." Ethan felt a warmth spread through him. "Thank you. That means a lot." Hawthorne lifted his cane slightly. "Yesterday you saved me from a fall. Today I'm just returning what was already yours, opportunity." Ethan's throat tightened. "I'm glad I could help. And I'm glad," Hawthorne said, "that our paths crossed." He turned to leave but paused. "Tell your daughter I said thank you too." "For what?" "For sharing her daddy with an old man who needed help." Ethan picked up Lily from school, unable to stop smiling. "How was your day, Daddy?" she asked, swinging her little backpack. "Oh, pretty amazing," he said, lifting her into the back seat. "Remember the man we helped yesterday? The one in the rain?" "Yep, turns out he helped me today." Lily frowned. "How?" Ethan started the car. "Because kindness always comes full circle." She beamed. "Does that mean we should help more people?" He reached back and ruffled her hair. "Yes, sweetheart, always." As they drove home, sunlight spilled across the town. Bright and golden, the kind of light that appears only after heavy storms. And Ethan realized something. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness don't just change someone else's life. They change your own.